All right, we're live. Welcome back to the locker. I'm your host, the Skipper.
I'm your co-host, as always, Davy Jones.
Excited to be here with you guys today.
Happy New
Today
Year.
Happy New Year. We're gonna get into the Sabres hosting the Kraken, the Ducks taking on the Predator, and the Lightning looking to stay alive against the Kings. Then we're gonna get into our thoughts and reactions on last night's national championship game. And we're going to be looking at the NFL playoff picture, what to expect, what you guys can expect, what we're going to place, what we think you should place, and more. Excited to get here.
It's going to be a good day.
Oh, yeah. All right, Davey, let's start it off. What did you think of the game last night?
What I thought was what I predicted, It was a game that I could see for days. I know I started off believing in the Washington Huskies when we had that podcast with Tynan. Maybe it was just maybe I was just rubbing off on him. He was rubbing off on me. Maybe I thought what his picks were good, but I switched up Sunday, went heavy on Michigan, and we had our picks, we had our differences. We had if the fans didn't know, Shane and I, the Skipper and Davey, had a little $50 match against each other. I took Michigan.
Yep. I was riding Washington, and they let me down, to say the least.
And with that being said, I predicted, Michael Penix is not going to be able to handle all this pressure coming. He's not going to be able to take it. He's going to turn into Michael Penix. He has not seen that good of a front, maybe since the Oregon Ducks, And
I was going to say there, Davey, I don't want you to discredit our D-line this year.
Oh, no, not discredit at all.
I was watching First Take, and granted, they don't really know what they're talking about, but Shannon Sharp made a good point, and he said that he doesn't care if it's prime Joe Montana or Michael Penix last night. We shouldn't take anything away from the quarterback that he is, because any quarterback with that amount of pressure is going to look like they have no idea what they're doing. And last night, Penix was missing wide open throws. And while, that's easy to criticize him, I think when you're getting pressure like that all night, your brain is moving at 1,000 miles an hour. And that is a byproduct of just getting owned in the line of scrimmage all night.
100%. That pressure got to him. You can't discredit what he's done this season, leading his team to the position they were in, but, he just fell short. On the other hand,
yeah.
J.J. McCarthy, greatest quarterback in Michigan history, is not.
Yeah, with an asterisk next to that.
Yeah, with an asterisk, yeah. He only threw for 140 yards. If his running backs, both of them didn't score 2 touchdowns, which also I did have a little sprinkle play. What were you saying?
Go. Or are you talking about the game yesterday?
Yeah, I was talking about the game, and I was talking about how personally I had a bet Michigan money line and Blake Corum 2 touchdowns. When I saw Donovan Edwards get in twice, I was a little skeptical, but they did carry J.J. McCarthy, and Blake Corum getting in twice was the icing on the cake to the game. J.J. McCarthy sucks.
Yeah. So before we get into this, just wanted to give a little notice that this show is going to be a little different. It's not going to be all about laughs and giggles. We like to have a good time over here. Today we're really going to dive into our different opinions on what happened last night. And so let's dive into it. Penix was 27 for 51, 255 yards, 1 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Dylan Johnson, 11 carries for 33 yards, and Odunze, 5 receptions for 87 yards. Let's start with Washington. What went wrong? And what do you think of those stats?
Starting with Penix, would you say 27 for 51?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think there was a stat that they showed halfway through the game, and it was something like Penix is 12 for 15 on passes not pressured, and he was 0 for 11 on passes that he was pressured on. And you got to give credit to the Michigan D-line for being dogs, but, Washington's offensive line almost looked scared. Not ready.
Playing on their heels.
Not ready, trying to get that first step early. Like you saw that right tackle, 73, just always false starting,
Did they have a single play yesterday that was over 20 yards?
I think they did. I think they had one or two. But that big 32-yard completion that was called back to that holding.
41
yard. Yeah. I know yesterday we were joking and I was saying that was clearly a hold, but after looking back, that was an awful call.
Yeah, that was not a good call.
That was an awful call. But
yeah, it is what it is. It was one of those nights for Washington. They weren't playing well. They couldn't get anything really going, on top of the refs weren't necessarily helping me out too much in big time moments. Dillon Johnson, 11 carries for 33 yards. I'm not going to go into him too much. He was hurt. And it showed.
Yeah. Showed. I think after his first or second carry, he got carted off and put in the tent. And I get that moment.
From a coaching standpoint, I get Dillon Johnson's been your guy all year, Caleb DeBoer. But at what point are your backup running backs really that bad that you're going to put a 50% healthy Dillon Johnson in over them? That I was a little concerned. Remember when I texted you and I was like, bets off with Dillon Johnson out?
Yeah.
And then I said bets back on. I didn't say bets back on because Dillon Johnson went back in, because that worried me more than him being out, because I knew what was to come for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know if that was a pride thing for DeBoer and more of a personal matter, or if his backup running backs really are that bad.
If they are truly that bad and that is why they didn't put them in, then they better hope the portal's hot next year in that position, or they're bringing up some good guys. But, like you said, I think it was Dillon Johnson wanting to play his last game, possibly play his heart out, not wanting to show that he's a quitter no matter how hard he was hurt. But
yeah, but it's not like they're playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl,
Yeah, this isn't the Pop-Tart. It's the national championship.
And so that, I guess, is something that we're never going to know. But if that is really the case with their backups, yeah, you're right. They're going to need to hit that portal for next year.
The portal's got to be hot. Yeah. And
one more thing. We can get into Polk and McMillan if you want, but Odunze, 5 receptions, 87 yards. One of the controversial plays of that game was that open
miscommunication.
What do you think? Was that Odunze or Odunze's fault or a Penix misthrow?
I think that was a Penix misthrow. I know I saw a couple in the game, just wide open plays that he would make 99% of the time, and put in a little high, putting it on the back shoulder should have led them. Odunze was wide open. In 15 yards, 20 yards, maybe near him. That should have been a ball placed. If he had to slow down for it, he still would have walked in.
But so he came out on social media today and claimed responsibility for it. I think it was a little bit of both. Odunze.
Really?
That was his fault, yeah. But that's also taking the pressure off your QB. I watched it a couple times, and I think it was a mix of both. I don't think it was a perfectly placed ball by Penix. But was it uncatchable is the question, and the answer is no. Like, even from basic football growing up, but as playing a receiver, you're taught and you do drills on how to turn your hips in certain situations, right? And Odunze, instead of running towards the end zone and coming back off his left shoulder, in that situation, if he just turned off his right shoulder and snapped that head, he would have a better chance of extending and catching that ball.
And you know, I'm a man who loves his sayings, and I got a saying for this one: you touch it, you catch it.
Yeah, that's the best saying in sports history.
You touch it, you catch it. And
yeah, it hit his hands.
It hit his hands. Nothing more you can say. And a story. And
yeah,
I think we should jump down to the Michigan side.
That's took the words right out of my mouth there, Davey.
That's why I'm your co-host.
Yep. All right, JJ, 10 for 18, 140 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Doesn't need to do anything. That is a perfect stat line for his role on this team.
Yeah, perfect. Couldn't ask for anything more from him. Didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything great. Didn't do anything horrible.
I actually thought he played much better than he played against Alabama.
I agreed 100%. Loveland is an outstanding guy that he looks to. And same with Roman Wilson. But, that big, what was it, like 40-yard completion he had in the second half. That was huge. And
well, then the run.
The run, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they would have punted it from their own end zone, basically.
Yeah.
Giving the ball at the 40.
Washington had, 7 possessions where they were only trailing by a touchdown?
Yeah.
They
had to capitalize.
One was going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? The two pivoting factors in that game for me was, one, the holding call on that 41-yard, because that could have given them the momentum that they needed to tie that ball game up. And 2 was that run on third down.
Oh, yeah.
What was the final score? Was 34-13. That is not indicative to how close that game was.
The game was close until about 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
In the fourth.
I think it was coming down to the end of the third when that game just fell out of Washington's reach.
Dude, no. That game fell out of that reach after the holding call.
And that holding call,
they were only down by a touchdown, and they just got a 41-yard gain with momentum.
From the eyes that I saw in Harbaugh, and first off, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this: Harbaugh's dad is just a Snapchat old filter of Harbaugh. They all look the same. They all look the same.
Yeah. They all talk the same.
They all talk.
You see how yellow Harbaugh's teeth are?
Yeah. He's got the Grinch teeth.
Yeah. Holy shit.
But
if we're going to go through the eyes of when that game was over, I'm going to go with the very first possession of the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That Donovan Edwards run.
I thought Michigan wasn't going to come out hot. They started on their 16-yard line. Started on their 16-yard line and got lit up. Washington had so much momentum after that. Just first play, you want to hit someone on that kickoff. Special teams starts the momentum for the game. That was a great opening kickoff, and Michigan just went down the field, running the ball.
They did a good job of establishing that line. I thought Washington, credit to their defensive coordinator, because that game could have been a lot uglier than it was if that defense didn't make adjustments.
I mean, the second half, they started off really well against the run. I think Blake Corum had...
That's even started in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Corum. Speaking of Corum, 21 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Donovan Edwards, 6 carries, 104 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's the difference. We're talking about Washington made good adjustments.
Yeah.
Was Donovan Edwards, 6 carries, 104 yards. Corum, 21 carries and 134 yards.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to win a game when both your running backs have over 100 yards.
Yeah.
And
the keys to me were Michigan's a run game and Michigan's defensive line. They won that game.
Yeah, it was a battle of the trenches, and that's all it is.
And I didn't think that was going to happen. Washington's offensive line. I reposted a comment that said Washington's right tackle is a terrorist.
Yeah,
number 73. Yeah, that's a line full of 6 years, and they've been playing together for a while. I wish they played like that against us.
I mean, if they played like that against us, we would be playing Michigan. We would have been playing Michigan.
And I don't know. The entire time I was watching last night, I kept thinking, how would Oregon match up against Michigan?
I think we still would have. I hate to say it. It would have been a good game.
I just think
Michigan played the way Michigan played against Washington.
Yeah, they would do the same thing that they did at Washington's line as us, which means that we really need to focus. Like, Henry, if you're listening to this, yes, it is awesome getting the 5-star wide receivers and the 5-star transfers at skill positions, but to get some of those top guys on the line, which we have been, but I mean like Michigan level defensive line and offensive line is going to be really, really big for Oregon going forward in the Big Ten, because that's what Big Ten football is.
Mm-hmm.
So keep an eye out for that. Evan Stewart, though, would be huge. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be interesting seeing USC, UCLA, Washington, Oregon compete against the Michigan, Ohio States, Penn States, Wisconsin, Iowa. A gritty Iowa game.
And as we wrap up this segment, it is going to be interesting to see how this preseason poll comes out and all of the Big Ten teams at the top. Unfortunately for Oregon, not being able to play Penn State next year, that would have been an awesome matchup. Whiteout game.
That would be. We need to go to that once you graduate, and I'm
graduated and
I'm out of here. We should go to a Penn State whiteout game
and be the only two souls wearing neon.
Yeah,
for a mile to see.
No, we should wear the black jerseys with the duck wings on the shoulders.
But yeah, as we wrap this up, finish off what I was gonna say is I got a question for you, and it's in the preseason top 10. How many teams in the Big Ten and SEC are gonna be in the top 10?
Well, let's see. Well, we know Alabama and Georgia.
It's 2. Texas.
Yeah.
Texas
Quinn coming back. Missouri.
You think they're gonna stay?
I think Missouri will be at like a 9 spot. 9. So that's 4. Ohio State.
That's 5.
Oregon.
6.
Washington won't be.
No, Washington not. Penn State.
I could see them at a 10.
You know what we forgot in the SEC was Ole Miss.
No, Ole Miss will be like 14. They just lost their best running back.
But they did pick up some.
But they are getting Jackson Dart back. So
yeah.
I don't know. That 14 spot's always an SEC team that
and that 10 spot's always Penn State.
Yeah, they love that spot.
They love it. They just are neutral there all season.
Do you think Oregon will squeak into the top 5?
Preseason. I do like them. I do think they will. I could see them 5. I could see them 3.
Because, dude, we're just adding
talent.
In my opinion, Dillon Gabriel has a higher upside than Bo Nix does.
Bo Nix more consistent.
But a systematic guy. Bo Nix needs a good system around him. Dillon Gabriel is capable of making plays on his own.
Yeah.
100%. And so there's a reason that he's the top 3 in the odds to win the Heisman next year.
Yeah.
Already. And then, football happens. Dillon Gabriel gets hurt. What are they going to do? Let's go ahead and put a stud in from UCLA as our backup quarterback.
Who came out and said he should have stayed at Oregon.
And you know what? And that's all right. Dante, that's all right. If you're listening to this, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's in the past. Let's leave it there.
And Dante, welcome to the Ducks, Dante. All right. I think that concludes it for this college football talk.
Yep.
National championship. Congrats, Michigan. Fuck you, JJ McCarthy.
Yep. I officially JJ McCarthy's biggest hater.
Yep.
I will be watching from the shadows when you're riding third string on the bench.
And as we wrap this up, I actually have a good question for you, Shane.
Oh, I have
great question. Harbaugh, future, where do you see it?
There's never in the history of college football been a coach that has left after the year after winning a national championship. However, Harbaugh is now in his – how many seasons has he been with Michigan? 7?
Something like that, yeah.
How many times have they won the Big Ten since he's been there? 6? 5?
5.
Around there.
5,
he's been
4.
To 3 playoffs and now has won the Rose Bowl and won the national championship. He's already came out and said that if he does end up going to the NFL, he's going to draft J.J. McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a Harbaugh move to do, be the first coach to ever do that.
And that's what I do believe. But
I don't know if that's necessarily his decision. I think that he's going to – if he goes to the NFL, it's going to be to escape future punishments from the NCAA.
Yeah. And, with that being said, I do think Harbaugh will be the first coach to leave after winning a national championship.
I do too.
But if he stays, he could create something big in that program.
On. Let's think about this situation. We're going to get in the NFL a little later, but I was at the Bills-Patriots game when Mike Vrabel got inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame at halftime. And that stadium erupted louder than when the Patriots beat the Bills on that last-minute drive with Mac Jones. They love that guy. Yeah. And with Belichick potentially leaving, and let's say Harbaugh does go to the NFL, I could see Harbaugh taking over for Bill's spot, but I can also see Vrabel doing that.
Vrabel just got fired.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So I know their Patriots are probably
like when I say that was the loudest moment of the stadium was at halftime. Yeah. Is when he walked out.
And let's since we're on the topic of NFL, let's
hold on. I got one more question about college. Who do you think's gonna be drafted first, JJ or Bo Nix?
Bo Nix.
You think?
Bo Nix. I'll put this comparison out there, and I've been saying it for a while. JJ McCarthy is right now, in my eyes, a less Brock Purdy.
Really?
He's a notch down. He's a notch down from Brock Purdy.
That's what I would say Bo Nix is.
I would say Bo Nix is just as good as Brock Purdy.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
If not, maybe a little better in certain areas, not as good in certain areas. But JJ McCarthy is just a notch or two below Brock Purdy, and I think we might see a reoccurring theme. And JJ McCarthy has this ego boost of being Mr. Irrelevant and drafted the last pick and thinks he can become another Brock Purdy or maybe not the last pick, but somewhere late in the round. And he's like, oh, I'm Tom Brady. I'm a late round out of Michigan, 4-year starter, just won the national championship. I'm going to be the next Tom Brady. JJ McCarthy, if you're listening to this, JJ McCarthy, you're not. Stop dreaming so big.
You know who JJ McCarthy is?
Who?
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones, he's Mac Jones with a lesser percentage completion.
Yeah, and less pass attempts, and
But hey,
it does say
Brock Purdy has shown though this year that a lesser quarterback could still succeed in a good system.
Dude, this whole NFL season has been backups and teams,
and that have been playing better than
some starters.
Josh Allen. Even though Josh Allen has 44 touchdowns in the game.
Even though Josh Allen's going to win the MVP.
Yep, you heard it here first.
All right, let's switch up the segment.
All right, yeah. Let's get into some of the NHL tonight.
NHL.
I have 3 games written down on my paper here, but if you want to pull up ESPN,
I would love to. And I think some of the games might have just started.
What time is it?
It is 7:18 where you're from, 4:18, and
Yeah, so the Kraken and Sabres are underway right now.
oh, and as we speak of that, we'll start with the Kraken Sabres. Sabres are up 1-0 on the Kraken.
Ooh.
7 minutes into the first period.
Okay, yeah. So Buffalo opened up at -115. Joey Daccord
some
has been
late
the
line
hottest.
movement.
Joey Dacord's been the hottest goalie in the NHL recently. You know, Vince Dunn has been playing really, really well. However, the Kraken are on a 6-game win streak right now, and they're playing hot. But like you said, that fuse runs short
And
eventually.
like I said, the fuse in Seattle is hot while it lasts.
Going, yeah.
Where for the Huskies, for the Kraken, the fuse is hot.
You know,
but it
as
burns
you guys
out.
know,
It fizzles.
I chose the Kraken this year. This is the first year I got it in the NHL. Kraken are my team. Sticking with them. Going all the way to Buffalo. In Buffalo on a Tuesday night, right? It's Tuesday. Tuesday night. Weird game, weird atmosphere. Sabres, sneaky good team. Has flashes of being a sneaky good team.
Yeah.
They
are on a 2-game,
if I were to bet on this game, which I'm not, and I didn't have any emotion tied to it, I would probably go the Sabres in a close one.
Yeah.
Public's too high on the Kraken too.
Public was too high on the Kraken. That's what I saw before. A line shift.
Also, right as I'm review wearing every episode now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I actually picked the Sabres in this game. I picked it to be a pretty high scoring game. I'm gonna say 4-2 Sabres.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Ducks are taking on the Predators in Nashville. Nashville is -225. I wrote this down because do not overthink this. Right? The Predators are winning this game.
Yeah,
don't overthink it.
The Ducks are not good. Don't
overthink it. I've fallen down the fake Fugazi get the Ducks while they're hot train, and I've lost all my money on these fucking guys.
Yeah, no, the Ducks are an awful team. They're just like the Blackhawks. They're not playing good. Nope. Not playing good hockey.
Out for the season too.
Yeah, it's downhill for these teams. Yeah.
Bedard
don't think about it too much. Right. Take Predators.
Don't think about it. Yep. And then the Kings are taking on the Lightning in Tampa Bay.
Let me start this one off because I'm high on the Kings, baby. I love this team. I love them on the road. I love them on the road even more than I like them at home. This Kings team is dangerous on the road. They're not coming off a good game. I think they just lost on the road, but coming into Tampa Bay, they're gonna light it up. They're gonna do what the Tampa Bay Lightning are named, and they're gonna light up this goalie. It's not going to be pretty. Kings. I'm gonna. I like this play, and it's Anze Kopitar over points. He's gonna get a point. He's gonna get an assist. Might even have a goal. But I like the Kings to win here. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna switch up. So, before I say what I'm about to say, I think we should start keeping track of our official records. We're going to start 0-0, right? These are going to be the first picks for our record going forward.
And we'll do our picks at the end of the segment.
Okay.
We're just giving our opinions.
I think the Lightning might give the Kings some trouble. That's another cross-country Tuesday night game. Lightning aren't bums. They can play. They've been making playoff runs in the past couple of years. So that's going to be an interesting game.
All right.
What else? What's next on the slate?
Next game, we got Vancouver Canucks. Very, very good team. They're automatic right now. Going to New York to the Islanders.
Ooh. Islanders are like -115, right?
-135.
135. That's gonna be an interesting game.
But the Canucks played the Rangers last night in New York. They're staying in New York. They're not going anywhere too far. They beat the Rangers 6-3.
Islanders are. I could be wrong, but they're on a winning streak right now, right?
The Islanders are not on a winning streak. They lost to the Golden Knights 5-2 on Saturday.
Okay. All right. That's going to be another close game.
It is. It's going to be a good game. And
you got the Canucks?
I got the Canucks. I like the Canucks plus 1.5 here.
Plus 1.5. I'm writing down all these. So, how many more games do you want to add to the slate? Because after we're going to talk about what our picks are.
All right, we're going to go to this game, this matchup, the Canadian matchup. We got the Ottawa Senators playing the Calgary Flames. I'm not going to talk much about this because this is not a game that you need to think much about. The Senators are not playing good hockey right now. Not playing good hockey. They're cold.
I agree.
The winter season has brought
just
them
lost
cold.
to the Kraken.
It lost to the Kraken, then lost to the Oilers. This game screams stay hot, Flames. Senators are cold. So, give me the Flames.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go 5. We have 5 games on the slate for today for the NHL. Kraken at Sabres. We both are going Sabres.
Yeah.
Ducks at Predators. Don't overthink this. We're both going Nashville. Kings at Lightning. You have Kings, right?
Yes, I have Kings. Correct.
I'm going to go with the Lightning in an upset.
All right. Not much of an upset. They're both pretty even. It was an even
I just
line.
said upset because LA is minus 135.
Yeah.
Canucks at Islanders. You have the Canucks at plus 1.5.
Yep.
That's your pick. All right. I'm going to go Islanders money line.
Islanders money line.
And then Senators at Flames. We both have money line on the Flames for that.
Perfect. And, I'm going to add just one more because I feel like it's a game that's free and it's not being talked about. It's the Boston Bruins coming into Arizona, playing the Coyotes. I think it's a late night game. Don't think much about it. Bruins. Don't think much about it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm already overthinking this.
You're overthinking it. It's minus 160. Take it, Bruins. Lock it in.
I have a hard time picking these cross country teams, but you're right. Bruins are a good team. Pasta and the boys are gonna get him going.
Yeah.
All right, we're both on Bruins money line for that.
Both on Bruins money line.
Okay. All right. So we got the NHL taken care of. We'll check back in on tomorrow's episode, see what we're at.
Yeah. Let's go to the NBA.
Ooh. Okay.
And as we're speaking, Kings are in current power play against the Lightning right now. Oh, wow. NBA. So my pick of the day was Timberwolves money line.
I love the fucking Wolves, dude.
My pick was T-Wolves money line. I think it was -5. I just wanted the safe value. Are you writing this down?
Yeah. So who are they playing?
They're playing the Orlando Magic. Your Orlando Magic.
T-Wolves first in Orlando.
In Orlando.
And you're going T-Wolves -5.
Yeah.
Everyone playing?
No. I'm going T-Wolves money line.
Oh, money line?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go same thing.
All right. Next game is Sacramento at
also,
Detroit.
I haven't really been paying attention to the NBA this year as much as I have in the past. But where are the Wolves standing in the West?
They're leading the West.
They are.
And they are playing the current 5th in the Eastern, 21-15 Orlando Magic.
Yeah, Timberwolves have a good squad. Cat, Gobert,
Towns.
Ant-Man's Ant's my favorite player in the NBA to watch.
Really? Yeah. I could agree. He's a very interesting player. But next game, and it was Kings versus the Pistons. Kings at -10. I had Kings money line. Not much value in it.
I'm going to go same thing. Don't overthink this.
It was just another leg to add to the parlay. But right now, the Kings are down 16 in the first quarter to the Pistons.
Here on the locker, we call those filler picks.
Filler picks, yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with the Kings money line is a really good filler pick.
Next game is we got the Portland Trailblazers going to New York. Another game you shouldn't really have to think about much about. Blazers fucking suck. And, going to school in Oregon, having so many P-Town heads here, riding the Blazer train. I fucking hate the Blazers. Lowell, if you're listening to this podcast, fuck the Blazers. Never be anything good. And give me the Knicks minus 13.
Ooh. You're going minus 13.
Or 12.5. It's 12.5.
That changes things. Yeah, the Blazers are fucking bad. I'm just gonna go with money line. I'm keeping this safe.
A filler?
Yeah, another filler.
Another filler?
Yep. I'm gonna go. Yeah, give me the Knicks money line.
Well, when we go to our picks, the money lines on these high favorites aren't going to be necessarily a pick. They're just going to be fillers. So same with our Kings.
All right, then I'll go plus 12.5 for the Blazers.
Plus 12.5 Blazers. Okay. Mm-hmm. Next game, Memphis Grizzlies going into Dallas. Memphis just found out Ja Morant was out for the season. They were playing hot with him while he was in.
But Memphis has this weird thing with the first couple.
Well, listen to what I was going to say. Is they were playing hot with him in. He's out for the season now. They built this system around him. Kyrie's back. Luka's back. It's in Dallas. Memphis is pretty much shot for the year. Give me Dallas minus
9.5. Memphis has this weird thing. They did it against the Warriors. The first time I saw it was against the Warriors in the playoffs a couple years ago. And it's whenever they find out that Morant is hurt, they play really well for the next couple games.
Yeah.
And then is Bane still with them?
Yeah, Bane's there.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, they play really well without him for the first couple of games, and then Morant's absence is noticed in the long run.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good point to make. But this is just a dominant Dallas Mavericks team.
Yeah, they're good.
And Luka is my favorite player in the NBA for a couple of reasons. But yeah, I don't like these Grizzlies team at all. Marcus Smart is not playing how he played in Boston. Yeah, like I said, give me the Mavericks minus 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna differ here again. I'm gonna go Memphis plus 9.5.
Yeah. And for the last game of the NBA, this is an ugly game of two teams that I hate so deeply, passionately hate these teams. It's the LA Lakers and the Toronto Raptors.
I'm staying away from this game.
I don't even want to look at this game. I don't even want to think that it's here. And for all I care, Staples Center, Crypto.com could be blown up tonight, and I wouldn't give two thoughts.
So, are you going to place on it?
Nothing. I'm going to look the other way.
Me too.
All right. With that being said, it wraps up. Wraps up the segment for NBA. We can go into the segment recapping our picks, but I do have one little spicy play for you guys that I would like your opinion on, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
It's a parlay, and I know you took the other two teams, but with that being said, hold on, just pulling up the book.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna change my Blazers pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go plus 12.5 Knicks.
Minus 12.5.
Stupid for me to ever bet on the Blazers.
Yeah, you mean minus. But
yeah, minus 12.5 Knicks.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, I have this 2-teamer, even money. You can get at even money, and it was the King parlay. Both Kings taking the win on the road. LA Kings, Sacramento Kings, even money.
All right, yeah, I'll lock you in for that.
And another one.
How are we counting the record? So, let's say you have a 4-leg parlay, 3 of the teams hit and 1 doesn't. Are we gonna just count that as 1 loss?
No, we'll just doing our straights. We're doing our straights, and then our parlays will be a separate thing.
Okay.
But a bet that is not the worst thing to look at is Mavericks. It's the KM parlay. You know, I love my making my little parlays, and this is the kill myself parlay. If it doesn't hit, I will be KM, and it is Kings. Kings, Mavericks, Kings. Hold on. There's so much shit going on my it's Kings, Mavericks, Kings, Minnesota Timberwolves. KM.
I'm staying away from that there, Dave, but
it's 25 to win 100. Some good value. It's the KM parlay if you forgot. But yeah, that's about it for I got the picks. I got another saucy one. If you want, you can take the Winnipeg Jets. They're a hot team, almost as hot. They actually are as hot as the Kraken. They're on a 6-game winning streak, playing against a horrible Columbus Blue Jackets team. I like their puck line, minus 1.5 Jets. I like their money line, minus, I think it's 250 Jets. I'm on the Jets tonight. You can write that down if you want.
All right. Yep. All right. That's it for those. Now we're gonna get into.
This is a long episode.
Yeah, we're gonna get into an interesting topic / segment we're gonna be doing here. So let's go. We're gonna do. I have this written down for AFC, NFC, both of our names. We're gonna do a playoff bracket, and at the end we'll post, who was more accurate, who essentially won, right? So it's between me and you. And I'm gonna pull up the bracket right now. We're gonna make our picks.
Bet.
But
let's do it.
First, cue the music.
Oh, it's getting hot.
All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Tate, you're first.
I'm going to start in the NFC.
All right.
This is kind of a controversial take. But, I'm going to start hot. And that's what we are, hot takes only in. Take me to that matchup in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
I love Baker, and I fucking hate the Eagles. So with that being said, it's pretty fucking easy what my pick's going to be. Give me the Buccaneers.
Yep.
Spread.
We're just going to do winners.
Winners. Give me Buccaneers fucking money line then. I think
Well, this isn't for betting. This is just for the bracket.
Oh, just for the bracket? Perfect.
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yep. All right. Move on down.
LA, Detroit. This is a tough one. You know, both of you and I have high hopes on this Detroit team, the Diesel City, and predicting that they could go to the Super Bowl potentially. But the Rams, man, they're Stafford in Detroit. It's gonna be a homecoming. Fuck all that. With that being said, give me Detroit.
Yep.
And this Dallas Green Bay game, don't think about it. Dallas.
All right. So you have the 49ers playing the Bucks and the Lions playing the Cowboys. Who do you have coming out of that?
49ers beat the Bucks. Cakewalk fashion. I think the Bucks probably score 7 points that game, maybe 10. 49ers domination. Going over to the Lions, Cowboys, it's not going to be the same as it was last matchup. It's going to be a Detroit domination.
Ooh. All right, so you have Niners, Lions. Who you got for the Super Bowl?
I mean, this Detroit team. This Detroit team's talking to me. You know, I could see an injury or two coming in one of the previous games for the 49ers, causing some big struggles, you know. I like the Detroit Lions, and I love Dan Campbell, so I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
All right, so you got the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
All right, now switch over to the AFC.
AFC, starting with Cleveland and Houston. You know, everyone loves CJ Stroud. Not me anymore. After that Colts game, coach fucking screwed me over. I don't like CJ Stroud. I like Joe Flacco and the Browns.
All right. Miami, Kansas City.
Give me Miami. The KC dynasty is over.
And then the Steelers are taking on my Buffalo Bills.
Give me the Bills. No, that's a game you don't have to think much about.
Yeah. All right. Next, second round.
And these are going to be two divisional matchups, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
No, it would be the Bills playing the
Dolphins
Browns.
and the Ravens.
No, the Bills playing the Browns.
Huh?
Ravens playing the Dolphins.
Is it? I thought it was.
No, because it's the highest seed, one versus 6.
So then the winner of the Green Bay Dallas game is playing. Oh, I see. So we got to restart then, because the winner of the Green Bay Dallas game is playing the 49ers.
No.
Yeah, because it would be.
No, the winner, it would be Dallas versus Detroit if the Bucks won.
So then how would it not be the Browns versus the Ravens?
Because the Browns are a 5 seed. And the Browns would play the 2 seed. And the Dolphins are a 6 seed, so they play the 1 seed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So with that being said, give me Buffalo against the Browns.
Yep.
And give me the Baltimore Ravens against the Dolphins. And the AFC Championship is gonna be crowned the Baltimore Ravens.
Hold on, you didn't get the Bills.
Yeah, I did. Bills beat the Browns.
Oh, yeah, the Bills beating the Browns. Sorry, I didn't hear that. All right, and then you have the Ravens beating the Bills.
Yep. And then
so I got Ravens, Lions, Super Bowl.
And I got Lions winning Super Bowl.
Ooh. All right, pretty interesting choices there, Davey. So I'm gonna start in the NFC. You know, Philly has lost 5 out of their last 6 games, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is expected to be out. I don't know how this game will go. I don't know if I'm sold on Baker completely just yet. Give me the Eagles.
Eagles bounce back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shane. Kraken up 2-1 now.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, we got to get through this so I can turn that game on.
Yeah. Podcast was a little long. Sorry, fans. I don't know if you'll tune in for an whole hour-long podcast. We'll try to keep it down.
We're averaging 6 minutes of play, by the way. But that's all right. This format will be better. It's more inviting. And once we get them hooked, it'll be good. All right, I got the Eagles beating the Bucks, the Lions beating the Rams, and Dallas beating Green Bay. Now, Eagles 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers take that one. And the Lions Cowboys, give me the Lions in that one. And I know I said I like the Lions, and I do want this to happen. But the 49ers are good. And yeah, give me the Niners. Niners go in the bowl. So out of the NFC, I got the 49ers. AFC, give me Houston to win that game. Texans are going to beat the Browns. Give me Kansas City over Miami. And then give me Buffalo over Pitt. Then give me the Ravens to beat the Texans. And give me the Bills to beat the Chiefs. And then give me the Bills to beat the Ravens. And then give me the Bills to beat the 49ers for the Super Bowl.
A little biased, you say, or no?
No.
Well.
Bringing it home for the first time ever. This is the year.
This is the year.
Yeah, no, a little biasm. I'm not completely sold on Buffalo. I think they're way too inconsistent. If they play to their potential, I really think that they are the best team in the NFL. But they do that few in between, so we'll see. But with that being said, you have the picks.
We're dialed. Another great episode. Entertaining one. Better format. We'll shorten it down for your viewers to get it hot and get it going. But, looking forward to seeing our picks for today. Episode tomorrow or the next day. But stay tuned.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to have our buddy Casey Filkins and Henry Sorensen on. So make sure that you tune in for that one because we're going to be reacting to Casey's highlights. Asking Henry about some transfer news, what his thoughts were, and a whole bunch more.
And a lot of college ball will be talked about tomorrow. So get ready. And with that being said, thank you, as always. Happy New Year's, as always. And signing out of the locker is Davy Jones.
See you guys later.